Hi friends, this is xoxo Shop and I am going to make a kit for a friend today and thought I would just take you through the process. So what I usually start with is a piece of, I think this is called muslin. This is like maybe what a dishcloth would be made out of, and it's a little bit of a thicker fabric, and I use it as a base. You don't have to do this. You can just take pieces of fabric and sew them together, but I like to use this almost like it's my piece of paper, and then I'm going to collage on top of it. So all of these fabrics I got from a place where they sell what they call hot trash, and it's just a bunch of scraps of fabric that people have donated as they've cleaned out their lives. It just comes all scrappy little pieces here and there of all sorts of random things. So my friend has asked for a kit that would be um, in the theme of a quartz called Indigo Aura, and it has kind of blues and purples. So what I've done is I've gathered together some of these fabrics in these blues and purples, and I've just started pulling pieces together. So she also loves this bird called the nuthatch, and I happened to find this really large piece of fabric that has a nuthatch on it. So I've gotten cut out a few little nuthatches. So I have these. There also was some acorns and woodland things, and I think she likes owls too. And then says this way to trail, and she takes a walk every day where she sees the nuthatch. So I thought she might like that. So I put together my little woodland pieces. I also have some fabric just a little bit of this mushroom fabric that I thought was so cute. I'm gonna add that in. And then some other blues. I've got these beautiful clouds with kind of the pink in it that was in that quartz that she mentioned. I've got this nice deep purple. I always include pins. Some people like to make their collage, like lay it all out exactly how they want it first and pin it together and then sew. Other people just like to sew as they go, adding one piece at a time. So I've included pins with all my kits so that you can do the pin it down version if you like. And then a needle comes with each kit, and this is an embroidery needle. I like this because it has a bigger eye, which is the hole in the needle that you put the thread through. But you can use any needle that feels good to you. Here's some lighter blue that might be nice. This has those teals. And I love how these edges look when you have a fabric that can rip in a straight line. I recommend ripping it rather than cutting. But even if you do end up cutting, you can get that fringe look just by rubbing it with your fingers. And as you sew, it'll even get more tattered. So no worries. So I ripped those edges. And then oh, this one's lovely. This sort of some watery oceanness to that. And then I found a little piece of this satiny blue ribbon, which I thought was really pretty. And a little piece of this rickrack that's been sewn already. And I think it looks silver, even though I think it's actually just white and black. So I think that's nice. And then I've got some of this light blue lace, which I think is just a perfect complement to it all. And then I always add a few little buttons and beads and things, and thread, of course. So in this little packet, I've got some blue and brown embroidery thread, which I think will pull the browns in nicely to the blues, and then vice versa, the blues into the browns. And then I always include embroidery thread, but I include some regular thread as well. So I think this red will pull in the little touches of pink and red that we have. And then we've got a little bit of a darker teal. So if you want to use the regular thread, it'll just be less of a statement. It'll be thinner. And if you use all the pieces of the embroidery thread, it'll be more pronounced. But you can also, if you want it all to be understated, you can pull these apart and just use one thread at a time or 2 threads, however you want to do it. And then I've got this big fun sort of purpley, got that nice red flower. I've got this little white button. I think this one's really pretty, sort of an iridescent. And then I thought these little beads were very similar to the crystal that she wanted to inspire the whole project. So there's one completed kit, and that's how I put them together. Thanks so much. Sending lots of love.